had contacted COVID. But so this is, you know, everybody's biggest question right now is what does school look like, or what can school look like if we go back to school? So hopefully not this, but what I'll try and do is I'll give you a little background about the Woodward School. We are planning to open in September and give you a sense of what it might look like if you're following the CDC guidelines and working with your local Board of Health. So the Woodward School is this a school that people are familiar with? Have you heard of the Woodward School for Girls?
Yes.
It's been a Christie Center for 125 years. And we just had 3 wonderful young women from Weymouth graduate in May. One actually got a full ride to Harvard. They did very, very well. One had a full ride to Harvard, one went to Fairfield, and I can't quite remember where the third one went. So it is a good option for girls in your community, and we cover grades 6 through 12. This is the historic building that was just renovated, and what makes it kind of special is the interior still looks the same. So my virtual background is the interior of the Woodward School. Still has the oak floors, the oak molding, the grand staircase, and the girls say it's a little like going to school with Harry Potter, so to speak. So it still has that character, while the interior of the walls, the electrical, the HVAC, the plumbing, the technology was all upgraded, as well as, you know, getting the building really sound. So that was part of the $5 million renovation. So, but why Woodward? You know, why do girls choose the Woodward School? First of all, it has that small school advantage, and I'm talking really small classes. So generally you would expect 10 to 15 girls per classes. I think we're opening up in September with 8 to 10 per classroom. So very small school, but it allows us to be really flexible. And just like what happened in March when we got that order to cease and desist going to classes and going virtual, the faculty were able to pivot in just a couple of days. We'd been working on it for 2 weeks on what virtual education would look like, and the girls never missed a beat. They were able to continue learning. They had 4 classes a day each morning, 4 30-minute classes, Monday through Thursday, and Friday was more of a fun day with speaker series, health classes, and such. So music lessons, music continued, art continued, theater continued, health classes continued, all while the girls kept learning. So that was a pretty special time for us to be able to do that. But again, it was really because we are a smaller school, so we have that flexibility as a private school. The other thing that makes us unique is we're the first and only secular school on the South Shore. So it's not necessarily a religious-based education, but it's a value-based education. And we're really great, since we've been doing this 125 years, at really supporting girls through their developmental stages of adolescence. I was on a meeting today, and I learned that 26%, whoops, bang, 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 26% of girls really lose their confidence between the ages or between the grades of 5th grade and 9th grade. So what the Woodward School, being an all-girls environment, it really allows them to, you know, find their own voice, rebuild their confidence, not worry so much about expressing their thoughts in order to be liked, but be able to form an argument based on what they've learned. So it's been neat to be a part of that mission as well. And it's very rigorous academically, but it has an integrated curriculum. So it does focus on prep school education, very STEM focus, math, science, technology. But what is unique from what I could see is the way the curriculum's integrated. So if a 6th grader is studying Latin, she's also reading mythology in their English class. And in her social studies class, she's looking at ancient cultures. So she's seeing it from very many different perspectives. The curriculum and the activities really look, as I said, value-based, really focuses on our mission or our motto. We learn so that we may lead. So like you, like the Rotarians, service is very big at the Woodward School. Matter of fact, if you're looking for some volunteers, you might contact us to see our students need to complete so many social projects, service projects throughout their years at Woodward. So we're always looking for partners in helping with that. And they have all the activities that a bigger high school may have as far as sports. So we're hoping that we'll do soccer in the fall. We don't know what that might look like. It might just look like skills, but soccer, track in the fall, I think. Normally we do basketball. We have basketball and volleyball and many of the others, but we'll have to see what the restrictions are, especially as we're seeing an increase in COVID in Massachusetts. But many of the clubs also really sponsor leadership. I think one of my favorite clubs that the girls participate in is called Social Media Girls, which looks at how to transform social media. It's actually a national conference in DC where we send 2 or 3 girls each year to learn how to use social media to empower girls and not to be bullied or disempowered. So I just did want to talk a little bit about what could school look like in September. So some of the things that we're looking at, we based our study on the Chan program, the Chan study from Harvard, in making our decisions of how to go back to school. So it's healthy building, and we just have this renovated building, but that has a lot to do with air and air quality and air flow, and how do you continue to clean the building in between classes. Healthy classrooms, healthy schedules, healthy policies and procedures. Everyone has to be on board. The staff, the faculty, the students, the parents, everyone has to be on board, and we're all in it together in following the policies and the procedures. So that's the premise of what we're looking at. And we're focusing really also on the girls, the social well-being. They're anxious enough in early high school. So we want to make sure that everyone feels safe and all the health measures are in place, and that we're prepared in case someone does test positive for COVID. I think one of the things that have been recommended is you have a room that's outside of the nurse's room for the child to wait while the parent picks them up. So we're also ready to pivot in case we need to go to a hybrid model or a fully virtual model. So just as my colleague who was scheduled to speak has been putting their plan together for the state, we've done that. We've got all our different models in, so we're ready for just about any circumstance that could happen. So here's just some of the things that we're planning for. So you can see we're looking at social distancing in the classroom, no more than six desks, 6 to 8 desks. In the smaller classroom, 10 to 12 in the larger classrooms. What happens when they eat in the cafeteria? Well, they social distance in the cafeteria, or they're going to eat in their rooms. It hasn't quite been decided yet. One of the things I love about this plan is every student is maybe assigned a number. And so if you're number 3, then you're going into the classroom and you're finding the seat that says number 3. When you go into the cafeteria, you're finding the seat that says number 3. So that way, if we do need to do contact tracing, it's much easier because you always know who was on either side of you, so to speak. So everyone is required to wear masks while school's in place. We're going with the 6-foot distancing and not just the 3-foot that some of the schools might be doing. We're going to be using outdoor spaces. There's quite a big yard there at the Woodward School, so we'll be doing outdoor spaces as much as we can, giving people mask breaks. Of course, having PE or the running around happen outside, as well as lunch whenever we can. We'll be enforcing the new CC cleaning standards. Our partners with the Weymouth Club our partnership with the Weymouth Club gave us some great tips on equipment and chemicals to use for sanitizing and keeping the building clean and sanitized. So we'll be putting that into place. We've got arrows going around the school on one-way traffic, so to speak. So we really feel like we're ready for September. And if you know, so here's how this may apply to, again, as I said before, you're committed to education. So who do you know who's an essential worker, who might be working in the health field, the delivery, postal service, the grocery business, whatever it is that they've been going in to work every day? Well, if they have a daughter or a granddaughter in grades 6 through 10, then we have a full scholarships. We may have a full scholarship for them. So I have full scholarships for, let me think, currently. No, let's say, so let me back up because I have only one scholarship per class. So 6th grade, 8th grade, and 10th grade still has a full scholarship for a child of an essential worker. So you could think about that in the back of your mind. If you know someone who is in the public school system and would like to give their child a private school, a chance at a private school education, we'd like to work with that family. So that's all I really have to share. You know, again, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to talk a little bit about the Woodward School. I want to open it up for questions if you might have some. And I don't want to, you know, go over my time, President Jim. So just kind of keep me reined in if I need to be. And I'm not the expert on schools, but I'll do my best. Okay.
Linda, great presentation. Thank you so much for zooming in to talk with us last minute. I have some great childhood memories getting the bejesus scared out of me at the haunted houses for Halloween in Woodward. Do those still go on?
No, but we still have some of the skeletons left over. I've seen them in the attic.
Interesting. So my question, as it relates to, you know, reopening, is what are you doing in situations where you have teachers or families of students that just don't want to go back in person?
Really great, because I do have some teachers that are immune compromised, and children who are too anxious to go back, and who who may be living with a grandparent, for instance, who is immune compromised. So they'll be having assignments sent to them. And then they'll be meeting with their teacher, you know, offline,
yeah,
to keep things moving.
And how many students do you have?
Oh my gosh, 60.
Wow.
About 10 per class. So it is a small school. But I was hired to grow it, so it's a little tough during Corona, but I'll do my best.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
What is the geographical distance that the school draws from?
Yeah, I'd say about 30-minute commute. So we're seeing folks coming from Canton, and I'm trying to think of some of the Canton area, West Roxbury, Situate, on the other hand, a nice population from that Dorchester, Neponset area, Halifax, Stoughton, wow, as well as the South Shore. It's easier for the South Shore for a high school student because they could just get on the train and get dropped off at Quincy Center. And it's easier for a high school student in Boston. Again, they just get on the red line and get dropped off at Quincy Center. So it's a little easier for them than for having parents, you know, drive them to school, but it's usually within a 25 to 30-minute commute.
Wonderful. Do we have any other questions for Linda? No, well, thank you very much, Linda, for taking the time to join us tonight. Obviously, you are well prepared for whatever comes your way at the Woodward School.
We'll see what the governor says tomorrow. It's all contingent on what the governor says, you know, safety first. So absolutely. Thank you again.
Thank you. And thank you, Jay. We really appreciate you joining us tonight and
my pleasure,
connecting us with Linda Harding. With that, do we have any other business before the club this evening? Hearing none. Have a good rest of your week. Keep cool. Enjoy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
thanks, Jim. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Everyone, good night.
Good night.
Good night.